Howdy doody everybody, my name is KevGuuey and welcome to Neighbouring Islands. Neighbouring Islands is an exciting graphic novel, key feature of which is an opportunity to take a part in its events, directly influencing the development of the plot. Every decision of the player-reader can change the course of the narrative in one direction or another. Ooh, alright, so let's just go. I'm excited. Need to change everything. Okay, I thought for a second that someone was talking, but I guess I was wrong. Viscous half-darkness wraps over most of the room. Dust dances in rare rays of dim light, somehow filling the premises with resemblance of life. Grated door encloses this uncapacious place from the rest of the lower deck. Albeit now it wasn't as congested. After all, it was planned for 4 prisoners. At the moment, it was occupied by just 1. One can say that these are regal conditions for the sentenced. Okay. If somebody were to enter in here creaking with rusty steel, the door hinges, they would easily find the lucky one in this gloom. There he is, huddled in the corner of the cell, far from the door and uninvited guests. Yet they haven't been here for a long time. Who is it? Oh. Time in enclosed space runs differently. Any prisoner will reaffirm you, especially if you are sentenced to be stranded on a lifeless patch of land in the midst of boundless Atlantic. The change of night and day can be felt here. Food is brought unregularly, sleep is almost always interrupted, periodically a beating is given or any other sort of humiliation. Oh, no. Punishment consisting in dragging a man from the side to the side under the bottom of the ship. Oh, it's ringing. Torture is not a rarity as well. Torture is done simply for fun because the captain doesn't possess any useful information at all. He was convicted for trying to revolt. All the conspirators were captured after a delation. Part of them was already executed through means of keel hauling. Their bodies were dragged under keel somewhere underneath this room. Dull thuds of mutilated bodies hitting the ship's boards were felt by prisoners' liver echoing through his head during brief moments of calm. Time is impalpable in such conditions. It stretches into an endless line and then shrieks into the size of a sand grain, seeping through the fingers unnoticed. Right now, it was playing this cruel game with a person sitting in a dark corner of the cell. His dry throat and empty stomach explicitly stated that the last meal he had eaten was provided no less than a day ago. During this time, no one arrived here to check whether the prisoner is alive and in need of another beating. Did the captain really have a stroke of mercy in order to leave the main conspirator alone? Likely. Oh, a few days ago, Siren Santee got into a storm. The ship fought the elements for a long time, which felt really clear in the cell. The hull groaned with lengthy crunch of wood, almost begging for mercy. The rocking was simply unbelievable. Even the pirate, who is accustomed to everything, got a share of it. Now he is a former pirate, of course. Well, that's lucky for him. Bulkhead, the partition separating the spaceland ship. It's hard to say for how long was this continuing, but then there was a terrifying sound of a dull hit. Hull shook, the prisoner was thrown forward, his consciousness fading after hitting a bulkhead. His thoughts were swept into far corners of his subconscious, leading him away into sweet forgetfulness of memories far from the gnawing feeling of helplessness and pain. Oh. So we're like in Tortuga. It's always in Tortuga for some reason. Tortuga Tavern Kren, 6 months ago. Oh, we're getting his backstory now. Tortuga Island, the Caribbean Sea of the coast of Haiti. There's a tortoise, Spanish. Okay, thank you. In a corner of the noisy tavern, several round tables were drawn together. Behind them sat somewhere around 10 male figures. Sipping ale, they were discussing something in a low voice. Crowding around the tables were around 2 dozen of brave lads, who weren't interrupting the talk but attentively listening in. It can be seen with the naked eye that this is a meetup of one of the local pirate crews, where something important is discussed. Possibly a share out of loot is happening, or plans for the next foray into open sea. In any case, such meetings in Kren weren't a rarity. The tavern lured in the entirety of the pirates from the local waters who were practicing their dark trade in Caribbean basin. Eavesdropping was not accepted here, as it's likely to pay for that with an ear, in a literal sense of the word. Nonetheless, constant hubbub of the visitors of this noisy tavern muffled in any conversations. Even the tired violin player playing out of tune atop small scaffolding could not break through the noise with his disgusting screeching. Hello! A maidservant has approached the gathering. The crowd parted, cleared the way to the table, and closed behind her back. The girl brought a tray with fire water and accurately placed a weighty order on the wooden tabletops, which caused the approving hooting of the gathered. Ooh! I see. A maidservant has approached the gathering. The crowd parted, cleared the... Wait, what? Oh, ale was merely shared between them. The tavern maid was rewarded a loud slap below the waist from an unshaved sailor. All the crew members guffawed together. There were sounds of amused whistling, egged on by the approving shouts. The bearded swine continued what he started, pulling the girl closer with clear intention of kissing her, enticing bust. Whistles and chattering of gentlemen of fortune interrupted their captain's shout. Let's get back to the topic, scumbags. Captain of the schooner, Siren Santi, was especially impatient and irritable today. The girl used the pause to get out of clinging embrace of her newfound admirer and hurried away. After filling our holds, we sail out northwest, holding course to our range location. Any questions? The seamen clamored, discussing what they heard, but no one had decided to speak first yet. A voice of a man aged around 28 broke the silence. He was standing in the first row of those gathered around the tables. What, 28? Robert Osvalden. Okay. This campaign looks unjustifiably risky, Captain, said the newly appointed coxswain. Maybe we shouldn't hurry with our doings. We have enough supplies to do a short-term raid on the Caribs. Let our respected quartermaster correct me if I'm not right, but our gunpowder stock is quite limited for such a daring plan. The spoils are, of course, very tempting, but we are not ready for such large-scale actions. Rob, you are the coxswain, right? Captain Stare glinted with steel. So go think about laying our course, you landlubber. My information is right. This means this, and after this undertaking, we can all retire as very wealthy gentlemen. A crowd of pirates approvingly hooted, while sails honoring the captain of Siren Santi and threats toward the Spanish crown sounded among the crowd. Somebody cracked a dirty joke about the war talents of the Spanish captains, which provoked a bunch of cutthroats who sensed the plunder even more. But Coxswain did not let up. You, Captain, all of our crew members are gathered here. I forgot his voice already. I suggest bringing this issue to everyone on board. It's a big risk and everyone has the right to. I'm ready, nephew. We had enough of this ratty fuss. Such a chance happens once in a lifetime. I'm not planning to let things slide just because some weaklings are afraid to meet resistance which is stronger than usual. We had made risky forays before and they brought good results. Look at what we achieved. We have the fastest schooner out of all others which sail these seas. Siren is ready for everything, and I'll be damned if we don't use the fruits of our labor. I never let you down before, lads. I will not let you down this time. Captain, I'm not saying that we should make the decision with our full crew and not. The talk is over, Robert. Abbott interrupted the coxswain with a gruff voice. All of us know that soon the Dutchmen will try to take the water sea area of Santo Domingo for themselves. Surrounding waters will soon be filled with warships of every kind, so we will have to lay low for at least half a year. If my offered deed is done, we will spend that time well fed and in company of busty women. Oh, pirates, all the pirates want are busty women's and just lots of bust. Bust, bust, bust. That's all they want. Pirates want bust. The crowd shouted in approval. O'Sullivan understood that he would not find support from this gathering and decided to cease talking. Robert understood perfectly well why only a part of the team was present on this meetup. People who were gathered here are those loyal to the captain and those who are supposed to be here according to the ship's regulations. The rest remain on the Siren under the pretext of current ship maintenance, and they will be informed when the decision is made. Alas, but the regulations of the schooner allowed making decisions by a vote of majority, which the captain took advantage of that evening. So, gentlemen, time to vote. Who agrees? The assembled quite expectantly raised their hands, all of them except the helmsman Robert O'Sullivan and chief cook Jean-Jacques Leclerc, who was usually called by everyone simply Mr. Leclerc. Many respected this sturdy Frenchman, but in this case, lack of his voice did not decide anything. The captain's offer was accepted, and there is no going back from this. For luck, gentlemen, bottoms up. Oh. So I'm guessing that's Robert. There was a buzz in prisoner's head. He tried to rise up, but a sudden fit of retching did not let him do it. It was probably a hit on the head, reminding about himself, or dehydration cutting down his strength. Evidently, he was not yet ready for this sort of actions. A couple of minutes later, the noise in his temple slightly lessened, and the former pirate was able to move to the far corner of the cell so that he could face the entrance and wait for impending guests. Prisoner listened in. As usual, waves were beating on the board of the schooner, but the rocking was almost unfelt. The ship was banked to the right. Dismal silence, which was unusual for the pirate ship, reigned beyond the rusty grating of the doorway. Distant cries of seagulls reached the ears of the captive, which could not help but gladden him, because it means that this ship is not far from land, and quite likely, this is that patch of land on which he was sentenced to end his days, fighting against thirst and blazing sun. The only thing that remained was to pray that the island was relatively large, otherwise his fate was absolutely unenviable. The man closed his eyes. This way, it would be simpler to live through his last minutes of remaining on Siren. Someone would definitely turn up for him, so that they can let him walk the plank near the coastal waters and kick him in the ribs one last time. A parting gift, so to speak. His memories sent him to not so distant past, showing a picture of bygone days. Interesting. So what happened? Did he just like not want to do it, and then you know, the captain imprisoned his nephew? Darren sent to your captain's cabin 4 months ago. Who are you? A knock at the door was heard. Who in the hell could that be? The captain bellowed. I'm fucking busy. Knocking on the door sounded again. Captain hit his fist against the table. Unwillingly, he moved away and, pulling up his pants, sat down in his chair. Get out, wheezed the captain, wiping sweat from his forehead. Brawny, black-skinned girl, seemingly 17, climbed off the table and hurriedly tried to get clothed, unsuccessfully trying to finish her task with trembling fingers. Richard Rabbard. Move, whore! The captain roared, unceremoniously kicking the whimpering girl with the boot. Chaka, damn it, what happened in there? The door of the cabin squeaked and a well-built, tall black man appeared in the doorway. This was the personal helper and bodyguard of the captain, former slave named Chake Zangu. Sullivan asked to let him in, Captain. Let him in, Chaka. Mr. Hubbard waved his hand. And get the girl chained up again. I will finish with her later. As you wish. Chake took the crying girl by the elbow and without further ado moved her out of the cabin, letting the awaiting helmsman in. The door shut closed and dismal silence reigned in the room. What do you want, nephew? Uncle, we have to talk. We are patrolling the square you specified for a month already. There's no Dutch convoy carrying cannons of a new make which you talked about. There's nothing here at all. Captain carelessly waved his hand and poured himself some cloudy rum into a glass. Coxswain wasn't stopping. The trade routes are laid out significantly southward. We are only enough supplies for a quick foray towards St. Croix. In there we have possibility of intercepting some shabby merchant ship at least. In here we are just burning away our time and resources. The team is worried. Quartermaster died from scurvy a week ago. Dr. Sherman says that 5 others already shown signs of the sickness. Without the quartermaster, there's no one left to speak with you on behalf of the team, and this makes people even more nervous. Let me guess, nephew, Captain said dryly. So you decide that you can now talk on their behalf? Maybe you wish to offer yourself for the role of a new quartermaster? Isn't it too early? The fact that we are relatives doesn't give you shit. I promise my sister to watch over you for some time, no more than that. Uncle, I think that I proved myself enough over the last 3 years of service. Our relation has nothing to do with this. The team respects me and I can represent their interests. Only a part of the team respects you. No need to generalize. Everyone here knows who you are. Some people even envy you. I'm not planning to evoke those feelings even more. Deal with it, Rob. You'll not get farther than Coxswain here on the Siren. Don't like it? Then you can get out. I did my job. You grew up and become a man. Other words, decide for yourself. I said everything. Captain, said Robert with a leaden tone in his voice. This is unjust. I deserve this position like no one else. Cut it out, husky voice of the owner of the captain interrupted the helmsman. Get back on deck. On your way, tell Chake to bring that skank back. Finish with her, then give that girlie to the team. Have some fun with, since they are, as you said, so dissatisfied. Well, what are you waiting for? Get out. But Uncle, I said get out. Wow, what a douche nozzle. Coxswain grew silent and departed 2 seconds later, slammed the door. Captain smirked, drinking last drops of his rum. Spinning, he thrown the empty bottle against the wall. It smashed into smithereens with a tinkling sound. There was a muffled sound of a girl weeping behind the door. Evidently, Checkade will not be taking long, and like always, we'll probably comply to Mr. Hubbard's orders. This is getting weird. Very weird. But anyways, this is Neighbouring Islands. Neighbouring Islands? I don't know what that means. Maybe we're on an island, there's a neighbouring island. Who knows? But we are the nephew. And we're going to be on a ship. Or no, we're going to be on an island, a deserted island. Woo! That's not good. Oh well. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Neighbouring Islands. You guys can check out this game for yourself. The link is down below in the descriptions to the Steam store page. And this game comes out on May 1st, 2017. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you everybody for watching this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!